my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Taking Style Personally. This is my YouTube channel where I'm talking all things sustainable and attainable style. And today I want to walk you through how I style a lookbook on Indyx. And this lookbook is especially exciting to talk through with you because I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to know the person that I made it for. But before I get into that, a couple of quick housekeeping notes. The first being that this video is not sponsored by Indyx, but Indyx did pay me to complete this lookbook as part of my onboarding process as a stylist on the app. Okay, I had to wait for a really loud vehicle to go by and I decided I wanted my hair down, but I'm back now with the second small piece of housekeeping, which is just to say that if you are unfamiliar with Indyx as a platform, unfamiliar with what I do on Indyx, I have a video explaining the whole process, explaining why I like the app, how I use it, what it is, and what I do as a stylist on Indyx. So I'm gonna link that. It's helpful info. You can definitely still enjoy this video without being familiar with the platform, but I think that you're gonna want more info on the platform once you see what can be done. And this video is not so much about the nuts and bolts of Indyx as an app. It's more about styling this lookbook for Christina, who I am sure you recognize either from her work as a content creator on this platform or others, where she focuses on intentional spending and style. You might also know her from the podcast that she co-hosts, and she is also a stylist on Indyx, which is how I was connected with her to create this lookbook that we're going to talk about. I really enjoy Christina's content, and it was especially fun for me to do this lookbook for her because I feel like I already had an idea of her personal style. So it was really fun to get a more intimate look at her wardrobe, at her goals for her wardrobe, what she's excited about, and what she's inspired by. So let's talk about it. Maybe it would be better if I shuffled over. So the first thing that I look at when I receive a new booking for a lookbook on Indyx is the client's profile. And that will give me very general information like where they live so that I can understand their climate and help them make better choices for styling. It also tells you their 3 style words. We'll get into that in a minute. And another feature that I personally really love and appreciate is if the client has uploaded any selfies of themselves wearing their outfits, which is a feature in Indyx, then you see them here. And that is so valuable when you don't know the people that you're styling for. It's so nice to be able to see the way that the clothes interact with their body. Then you can also see their entire wardrobe, which is every item that they have uploaded to Indyx, which is just truly so fun to go cruising through people's collections. It's such an intimate and unique experience, and I feel like I learn so much about my clients through looking at their clothes. You can also see all of their wish list items, which I find really valuable because to me, the wish list items are aspirational and they often represent the direction that the client wants to take their style in. The other thing that is really helpful that I get to see through Indyx is I actually get to see all of the outfits that these clients have created as well. And that tells me so much about their lifestyle. I see so many patterns. It shows me which pieces are being reached for the most frequently and which pieces are maybe not getting used as much, which is really helpful info for me as a stylist. Christina's wardrobe is polished, it's sharp, she has a lot of classic pieces, but she also has some interesting pieces that have some edge. She loves a blazer, and she likes minimal, clean, simple styling. So by this point, we've seen the client's profile. We've seen all of the ingredients, their whole wardrobe, and we've seen what they've been cooking, the outfits that they've styled. Now we get to look at the intake questionnaire that they fill out when they book a lookbook. Every person who books a lookbook through Indyx with any stylist gets the same questionnaire. It's very simple and straightforward, and it's not going to take a ton of time to fill it out, but it does a really great job of cutting to the chase so that you can clearly communicate what your hopes are for this lookbook to the stylist that you've chosen to create it. The first question is, when do you want to wear the outfits styled in this lookbook? And Christina selected the upcoming season, which for us here in Canada is fall. The next question is, how do you want to feel in these outfits? And Christina says, easy and chic. There's a section here to select specific items that you want to see styled in your lookbook. Christina didn't select anything specific. She gave me free reign over her entire wardrobe. But if there are pieces that you don't really know how to style, something that's new that you're excited about that you haven't worn yet, something you haven't worn in a long time. It's a great opportunity to get a fresh set of eyes on those specific pieces. The next question is, would you like the outfits to be created from a smaller capsule or anything in your wardrobe? And Christina, again, like I said everything is up for grabs. This next question is one that I really appreciate, and it allows you to select whether or not you want your stylist to offer recommendations of pieces you might like to add. So Christina opted for a few. She says up to 3 items that she might be missing, but you can opt for more, or you can opt for your stylist to exclusively use your wardrobe and not offer any recommendations. It's totally up to you. There's also the opportunity to share with your stylist approximately how much you're looking to spend on any recommendations so that they can be sure to offer you items that are within your budget. The next question is, what 3 words best describe your style, which is of course a reference to Alison Bornstein's 3-word method. And Christina's 3 words are minimal, sporty, and sharp. There's an option to link a Pinterest board or social media. Christina chose not to. And then as a final note for anything that you want to tell your stylist, Alberta, Christina says that she is always inspired by the Row aesthetic, 90s minimalism, rock and roll, and minimal chic Scandi style. Honestly, same. Before I started putting outfits together, I made sure to write down Christina's 3 words and different inspiration touch points in my notebook. I went through her whole wardrobe again, and I selected the pieces that I felt really excited to style. I wrote those down as well. And then I made a note of some of the brands that I saw repeated a lot in her wardrobe, and I went to their websites and sort of cruised through their most recent lookbooks, not because I wasn't familiar with her reference points, but because I found it really helpful to have them fresh in my mind alongside her wardrobe. It was kind of another example of being able to see the ingredients and seeing what's cooking with these brands. And it allowed me to make connections between the lookbooks of the brands that she admires and enjoys and what she already has in her wardrobe, that I might not have made some of those connections if that imagery hadn't been fresh in my mind. And then once I had some reference images fresh in my mind and had what I felt was a good grip on her wardrobe, had an idea of the pieces I wanted to style, it's time to build some outfits. This ivory waistcoat style top from Lulu Studio really caught my eye when I was cruising through Christina's wardrobe, and I feel like this is such a great piece to play with for transitional dressing. Because this is a tailored piece, I really wanted to pair it with something that had a little bit of slouch, so I added these beautiful distressed Citizens of Humanity jeans. And then I wanted to bring in a little bit of that rock and roll feel that Christina loves, a little bit of sharpness. Nothing does that better than a leather jacket, and this vintage Eddie Bauer one really caught my eye. And then I tossed in a couple of accessories that I was initially thinking. I loved the idea of a Chelsea boot with this outfit. I feel like that kind of plays into that rock and roll feel that Christina likes, also feels really fall appropriate. And I really loved this monogram bag, and I noticed that Christina has used it in quite a few recent outfits. So that was kind of my first stop on the accessories train, and it immediately didn't feel quite right, so I kept iterating. And I ended up swapping the boots for these beautiful classic tasseled loafers. I really love that the loafers and the kind of waistcoat style top feel like a team. They feel like they make sense together. And I thought that it looked really interesting juxtaposed with the leather jacket and the slouchy denim. Those are all very classic pieces, right? Jeans, loafers, a waistcoat, and a leather jacket. But the mix between hard and soft made it really interesting to me. And I wanted to continue to play with that mix, and I wanted to play up a new texture to bring something totally different, which is why I ultimately decided on this bag. And then I just added a simple pair of earrings. I moved everything around to make it look pretty. And then I had my first complete outfit. It feels easy and chic, which is what Christina wanted from these outfits. I also love that it's got that little bit of rock and roll feeling that she enjoys. It's got a really great mix of textures, and I feel like this is such a perfect, easy outfit for a day of running errands, meeting up with friends, going for brunch, whatever it might be. I feel like this outfit could go a lot of different places. Okay, next I want to talk about recommendations. Christina opted to have me add up to 3 recommendations for pieces that she might like to add to her wardrobe. And I did see a few opportunities for expansion within her wardrobe. So these are the pieces that I recommended. The first recommendation that I made is actually for a bag, which surprised me because when I first looked at Christina's wardrobe, one of my first thoughts was, wow, what a drool-worthy bag collection. But when I started styling looks, and specifically when I put together this evening look, I realized that there wasn't a bag in Christina's collection that did what I wanted it to do for evening, which was add a little sharpness. So I selected this beautiful bag. It's called the Maya. It's handmade in Canada by my sweet friend's brand, Sonia Lee. And I feel like it's the perfect addition to this particular collection that Christina has going because it's sharp, but it's very clean and minimal. It's big enough that it could be a daytime bag, but I really envision it for evening. And I think that it added the perfect amount of polish and edge to this really, really lovely evening look that I put together. One of the other items that I recommended is actually also a part of this beautiful evening look. It's this gorgeous red stone pendant. This is part of the Dauphine collection that they did with Monique. And I think it would be a really interesting thing to add to Christina's collection because the soft sculptural feel will be so beautiful in contrast with all of her sharp styling elements. And I liked it so much with her pieces that I ended up adding it to a couple of her other outfits as well. Okay, my third and final recommendation is not actually for a specific item, but more for an idea. And so I included this Massimo Dutti suede blazer because it had a really beautiful e-commerce image. But I think that this would actually be something that Christina would find secondhand. And my reasoning behind adding this is definitely not because Christina is lacking in blazers. Clearly she loves them. But I think that when you're able to see the big picture of your wardrobe and see one category that is bigger than all the rest, that doesn't always indicate to me that you need to stop purchasing that category. But what it might indicate is that you're ready for expansion in a different direction within that category. Because looking at Christina's wardrobe and looking at her recent outfits, she is wearing her blazers. So I added this beautiful brown suede because it's a texture that Christina currently only has in accessories. She doesn't have any suede clothing. And it's a color that plays really well with the different pops of color that she features in her wardrobe, which are red, green, and blue. And I really feel like adding this different, interesting texture in a familiar silhouette will open up a whole new storyline within her wardrobe. And I styled a look using it with, like I said, that beautiful pop of red. I think that's such a gorgeous color combo, and some beautiful slouchy black trousers, classic tabby flats, classic black bag, and some interesting vintage inspired sunnies. I feel like this look is so different, but still so in line with what Christina's goals are for her style. And I really wanted to show her that adding a new texture would be a really interesting thing to explore. And one of the things that I love the most about Indyx is that I'm able to tell my clients everything that I just told you, because each outfit has an area for a note. Every recommendation item has space for a note, and there's a final spot to leave like a larger summary, because what you're wearing is only half the story. Why you're wearing it is just as interesting, if not more so. And being able to really talk through your decision making, your inspiration, and any kind of little styling notes. For example, there were a couple of times when I wanted Christina to like roll up the sleeves of a shirt in order to style the outfit the way that I had envisioned it for her. And being able to leave those little notes is so helpful. Really just helps to feel more connected when you're making the lookbook. And I love to imagine clients reading through and kind of unlocking something that maybe they hadn't thought of before. And I am going to put up all of the notes that I left for Christina, as well as photos of all of the outfits in a minute on the screen for you to pause and read if you want. But first, I want to rapid fire talk through the rest of these outfits. Let's go. I wanted to hit on Christina's sporty keyword, but I wanted to style an elevated look with a casual hoodie that's gonna hit on her chic and easy goals. No minimal style inspired lookbook is complete without a beautiful singlet and trousers outfit. So I put this one together for Christina. Really fun pop of red with the bag, casual sneakers The denim jacket is there if she needs or wants it, but I think the outfit works without it. And again, I had that beautiful red stone necklace just as something for the red bag to bounce off of. We already talked about this outfit. It's easy, it's chic, it's rock and roll, it's got a 90s feel. I love it. I can't get enough of it. This look was really inspired by Tibby, the brand. Christina loves the brand. She's got lots of pieces from them in her collection, including this gorgeous blue top. And I noticed that quite a few of the Tibby stylists on Instagram use this beautiful slate blue with really warm, rich browns. So Christina has this gorgeous suede bag. The two look so beautiful together, and I really wanted that color combo to be the focal point of the outfit. So everything else is pretty simple, and I threw in the studded belt just for a little bit of toughness. This evening look, this is truly one of my favorites of the whole lookbook. It's easy and chic and minimal, but I think that the mix of hard and soft elements make it feel really special. As soon as I saw these red Tibby slides in Christina's wardrobe, I knew I had to include them in an outfit. They're such an interesting piece, and I really wanted the rest of the outfit to be simple, but with interesting textures. I had a lot of fun with this one. I like that it has those sporty references that Christina loves, but it still feels really chic and really minimal. I especially love the navy sandal. This slime green bomber, of course I had to style this. It's so cool. I really wanted the outfit to feel easy but still sharp. So I have just a simple tee, really beautiful structured maxi skirt, simple sneakers, and I feel like the obvious choice for this outfit is a black bag. So I went with the brown to kind of have a bit of an unexpected feel. I like that the softer shape of the bag offers some juxtaposition to the sharpness of the sunglasses and the skirt. We already talked about this outfit, but I love it so much. I think that the color combination is beautiful. I was really inspired by this look that I came across on Pinterest. And I just think there's something so chic about wearing a cardigan buttoned all the way up like a top with this beautiful blazer, the slouchy trouser, the simple flat, the structured bag. Like it's very, very good if I do say so myself. And then all of a sudden we were at our final outfit. I love this Acne Studios classic moto jacket. I just think you simply can't go wrong with a piece like this. And I wanted to style it outside of the classic rock and roll context and do something a little bit more casual, more easy, and bring in a little bit of slouch. I very easily could have styled it with t-shirt, jeans, and a sharp boot, and that would be a fabulous outfit, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I brought in this gorgeous soft gray knit, the beautiful slouchy drapey brown trousers, and these really fun kooky silver scrunchy flats. I think that combo is so interesting, especially with the added texture and color of this little green Bottega bag, and again these vintage inspired zennies that I used quite a few times throughout the lookbook. The whole look just feels like a really great balance between what Christina loves, rock and roll, and easy, chic, minimal. Okay, as promised, here are all of the outfits that I styled for Christina, as well as all of the notes that I left for her. Pause if you want to read. And that was a peek, well, actually that was more of a deep dive, really, wasn't it, into a lookbook through Indyx and what you can expect if you book a lookbook with me as your stylist. I absolutely loved putting together all of those outfits for Christina. She also had some really wonderful feedback for me. This is what she had to say. I had the time of my life creating this lookbook for Christina. She has such a beautiful, considered collection, and it was so much fun to hang out in her wardrobe. So a very big thank you to Christina for participating in this. I appreciate it so much, and I had, like I said, the time of my life. It was so fun to go through the whole lookbook and talk it through here with you. I would love to do that for future lookbooks. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed seeing the behind the scenes and seeing all the outfits that I create, and perhaps that's something that I can look at doing more in the future. We've once again reached the part of the video where it's time for me to wrap things up and summarize everything, and I end up just saying everything that I've already said all over again. Trying not to do that, but the urge is very strong. I think instead what I'm going to leave you with is thank you for watching. Thank you to Christina for participating in this lookbook. And if you're interested in booking a lookbook with me as your stylist, you can do so directly through the Indyx app. I also have all of the information that you might need, as well as a little discount on my website. I'm gonna link everything you need in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and follow for more sustainable and attainable style.